Technology doesn't magically appear fully formed. That's the biggest lie we tell ourselves. I started seeing this pattern back when I was working inside big tech, watching incredible things get built, and realized something terrifying. We weren't passive observers of progress, we were active architects laying down foundations that shaped our entire lives. And those builders, many of us included, convinced ourselves we were just innovating neutrally. But here's the brutal truth: companies found ways to treat your own mind like exploitable software. They targeted your deepest psychological weak spot. We need to stop pretending technology is some impartial weather system. You wouldn't let a bridge designer ignore physics because they wanted faster construction, right? Well, technologists are doing the same thing, except instead of studying stress loads, they're studying your dopamine receptors and confirming biases. Are these algorithms manipulating proven aspects of human science? Absolutely. Evidence shows that deliberately crafted addictive interfaces don't just annoy you, they create measurable, damaging ripples throughout society. And now, with AI exploding, the problem gets infinitely scarier. We are pouring trillions into building infrastructures larger than cities, releasing updates at speeds history hasn't seen. Right now, the stated mission is to automate everything a human mind can reasonably tackle, from complex math to strategy. It sounds efficient, almost utopian, but look closer. If the whole economy runs off superintelligence generating wealth, why would any government bother investing in schools or hospitals? Why care about public welfare if machines are handling the heavy lifting? People risk getting trapped in perfectly curated, endlessly absorbing digital bubbles, essentially becoming very comfortable pets whose energy serves someone else's bottom line. This brings me to the definition of wisdom in this age. Is wisdom something you program? Not mystically, but practically. True wisdom today is asking hard questions about how these tools ought to behave. Simple fixes, like killing the infinite scroll or disabling autoplay, aren't trivial tweaks. They radically redirect cultural momentum away from endless consumption spirals. But the market fights back constantly. Every corporation feels locked in a desperate rat race, forced to chase engagement above actual human thriving, just to stay afloat against competitors using darker tactics. What makes this moment unique is the sheer velocity combined with the depth of integration. Our old blueprints for stability, for work, for communities, for knowledge are dissolving under the weight of code moving faster than our brains can comprehend. Think about training these giant language models, throw mountains of biased, toxic internet garbage at them, and watch their thinking decay. It's digital brain rot happening at scale. Some fear robots taking over completely. But maybe the deeper threat isn't Skynet deciding to conquer Earth, maybe it's subtle erosion. Maybe it's the gradual surrender of human agency as we become reliant on opaque, inscrutable algorithmic advice until our governance is run by invisible mathematical ghosts. History teaches us that major paradigm shifts rewrite culture, shifting what we value, whether it's religious devotion or respect for nature. With AI, the currency of value itself is threatened because our contribution stops having direct meaning outside of keeping the machine running smoothly. So, what do we do when facing something this monumental? Despair is easy. Denial is tempting. But clinging to hopelessness lets the tide pull you under passively. We have to believe there is a way around this cliff edge. The solution isn't waiting for perfect regulation handed down from Washington, it needs coordinated global intention. Leaders had chances years ago to set basic boundaries, to say no, to maximize profits at the expense of sanity. Those refusals define the outcome. Ultimately, this boils down to choosing intentionality over default setting. We have to cultivate a fierce, informed skepticism. We need to push for systemic guards, not just telling bad actors to clean up, but redesigning the game itself. Because if we fail to steer this runaway train towards a place defined by human betterment, we won't face a sudden apocalypse, we'll settle slowly into a beautifully optimized cage. Check out Profile for podcast summaries.